What's going on, FSU fam? You already know who it is, so I'm not going to waste your time. My apologies if you can hear the AC in the back, but it's your boy, the Polk County Knoll. And we got some news and some notes to go over real quick. But before we get into all that, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share it. You already know how we get down. I got to talk about the transfer portal. It's been on fire lately. Got to go into a couple players that one I think is a big get, the other one not so much in my opinion, but we'll go over that. And a new recruit has for the 2021 class has decided to commit to Florida State. We're going to talk about that one right now. 2021 offensive center Jake Slaughter, 6'4", 300 pounds from Ocala by way of Trinity Catholic High School. He's a 3-star prospect. He's the sixth player he's the sixth best player in the country at center. 77th rated player in the state of Florida, and he's 582 nationally. A big kid. Another developmental player on that offensive line. I would really like to see maybe some day one starters, but you're not going to see that, in my opinion, until you start winning some football games. You're not going to get those type of players, those type of commits, and those type of prospects until Mike Norvell and the crew shows they can get on that field and win some football games. So that's we got to take what we can get, I think. But I think that's a solid player. I mean, he's the sixth best center in the nation. So you're getting a quality offensive lineman. Probably needs a year or two. Probably take a red shirt, but at 6'4", 300, he's not small. Just got to get that strength, get that baby fat off of him. Think that's a good pickup. Mr. Jake Slaughter out of Ocala. Welcome aboard, Tribe 2021. It's nice to have you, man. Now let's get into this transfer portal news. We're gonna start off with the prospect that I don't really think. I question why he even came to Florida State, and that is Meiko Dotson Jr. He transfers from FAU. He led college football with 9 interceptions last year, 5'11", 195 pounds. It was all conference USA. Now, let me put my pen down here. Here's why I question it. It's not that he's a bad player. It's Florida State has a ton of depth in the defensive backfield. He's coming over as a grad transfer, so he has 1 year of eligibility left. I don't know why do you waste that year at Florida State? I mean, is he gonna be that? I mean, look, he put up good numbers last year. Not saying he's a bad player, but my problem with him is if you go watch his tape, all of his highlights are against nobody schools. Sorry to say it like that. He played in Conference USA. He played for FAU. Was there any good quarterbacks in that conference? Was there any good receivers in that conference? Somebody please educate me and let me know. I'm not trying to diminish Mr. Meiko. I'm really not. But you come from FAU to Florida State and you're hoping to get a start. What I would assume is that you're hoping to get a starting position at Florida State. Are you really going to beat out Akeem Dent, Asante Samuel, Isaiah Bolden? Are you going to beat out these guys? I don't know. It remains to be seen. Just a little background on Mr. Meiko. So he originally with the class of 2015. Now, if you're not aware, it's 2020, so that's 5 years. And he originally committed to Georgia Tech. Then he goes the JUCO route. Then he enrolls in 2018 at FAU, where he's been there the last, year? Yeah, because he would have, 2 years, because he would have enrolled in 2018, played the 2018 season, he played the 2019 season, got his degree. He's going to transfer over to Florida State because he's immediately eligible, which is cool, but it's like, I don't know if that's a guy. I question why we even took him. Not saying, again, it's not knocking the player that he is. I question why we even took him, unless defensively they're seeing some guys that maybe they want to move a guy to I don't know. I just question a guy with immediate eligibility coming in. I think you would assume was going to be a starter next year, and unless they plan on playing maybe like a guy like Asante Samuel more in that nickel role, and then maybe have Akeem Dent and this kid start. I don't know. It'd be very interesting to see go forward. I question why we even took him. I question why he chose Florida State. You know, you probably could have gone to another ACC caliber school and started unquestionably. But I applaud him. You come to a program, you're going to get a lot of competition, you're going to get pushed, and maybe that's his plan, maybe that's his goal, is to get pushed by the best and see where he stacks up. And, you know, all the best of luck to Mr. Meiko Dotson Jr. Hope it works out for him. I hope he contributes, to be quite honest with you. I just wonder if there was a good decision on his part. And then we'll get into the second transfer of this week. Big news. I think this is a big get because it's in a position of need. We're talking defensive tackle. Now, this kid still has to get cleared off a waiver to be immediately eligible, but he's younger. Mr. Fabien Lovett, class of 2018, came out as a 3-star defensive tackle, 6'3", 280 pounds. He entered the transfer portal on April 3rd, and already on April 15th, Florida State has gone ahead and scooped him up. He has committed to Florida State. He will be transferring to the Seminoles and Mike Norvell and Coach Odell Hagens. That's a big get, in my opinion. That's 2 defensive tackle transfers we've got in the portal. If you remember, Mr. Jackson from Louisville, who was original defensive end, has made the transition to defensive tackle. He's up to 290. Odell has already confirmed he will be defensive tackle. And now we get Mr. Fabien Lovett. Add some more depth on that defensive tackle. So all the Odell talk and slander needs to cease and desist. If you haven't noticed, 3 top 10 defensive tackles going into next year. You're kind of restocking in the transfer portal this year. We'll see where the recruiting goes. But again, that goes for, I don't care how good of a recruiter you are. You got to win on the field. We went on the field. You're going to see Odell do Odell things. But this kid was ranked the 7th best player in the state of Mississippi. So I think that's pretty good. And, you know, anytime you get kids from the South and a state like Mississippi, 7th best player in the state of Mississippi, that's a plus. 37th best player in his position. So I think that's pretty good as well. And his story is pretty, if you aren't tracking or haven't heard, the new head coach of Mississippi State, Mike Leach, posted a meme involving a noose. Now, I don't know what you guys think about that. I'm not here to sit here and try to race bait, but in the state of Mississippi, of all places, I don't know if that was the most intelligent thing for Mr. Mike Leach to do. I don't know. I didn't see the meme. I don't know the context of the meme, and quite frankly, I don't care. You don't post something, quite frankly, it don't matter what state you in, if we're being quite honest with you. But you don't post something with a noose in it, knowing the history of this nation and what a noose represents. For Mike Leach, a man who's supposed to be a leader of men, of young men, to do that was reckless. And I don't know. He probably should have. I don't know. I didn't follow the story. I don't know if he was reprimanded or what's the case. Very reckless. So kudos to Fabien for wanting to not play for a man that does something like that. I'm not saying Mike Leach is a bad guy, but there have been a lot of stories of Mike Leach in the past. So we won't go into that, but kudos to Mr. Fabien for not wanting to play for a guy like that. No problems with him. Again, transferring, that's as good as reason of any to transfer and not want to play for a guy like that. And that's a big pickup for us. If he gets immediately eligible. He played sparingly last year. I believe he redshirted his first year. Played sparingly as a freshman last year. So he will be a sophomore if he gets that immediate eligibility. Man, that's a tough word to say. If he gets that immediate eligibility, we're going to get him as a sophomore. If not, we'll get him as a junior with 2 years left. I would like to get him in that rotation this year. But either way, you got to think Odell's going to have his hands on a pretty solid defensive tackle prospect. And that's a good pickup, in my opinion. That is, that's the type of transfers I want to see to continue to come in. Meiko Dotson is like a bonus player. And then we had the linebacker last week that I already covered. What was his name again? I'm sorry. Dante Williams, Alfonso Williams' son, Covered him already in my last 2 videos. By the way, if you haven't watched the last 2 videos, we did the all-time depth charts for the Florida State Seminoles. Offense, episode number 1. Defense, episode number 2. They're kind of long, but if you're like me and you're on quarantine and you ain't got nothing to do, might as well sit down. You ain't even got to watch a video. Just listen to it in the background. Man, I thought that was pretty good content with me and my boy Terrence. But I talked about Dante Williams before I began the last episode of the defensive depth chart. And so we already covered him. So that makes a linebacker that I thought was ho-hum. Like, okay, cool, good transfer, I guess. Don't expect much from a guy that was medically disqualified. Then we get Meiko Dotson. Okay, it's a better transfer, but then again, he's coming into a stacked position. Don't know how much he's really going to play. Hopefully he can. We'll see. And then I think we got a big position of need with Fabien Lovett, defensive tackle. We need those bodies. Now, all we got to do is get those offensive linemen in here, man. We can get a couple offensive linemen, defensive tackles, a couple offensive tackles, offensive guards. We already know we got one. And that was earlier this year. I'd be interested to see if we can get a couple more, which I think would really help this team out. Look, let's all hope and pray that there's a season this year. I really do, because I think things could be shaping up pretty nicely for our Seminoles. But hey, that's all I got for you today. Wanting to get those quick news and notes out for you. So again, like always, hit that like button, comment your opinions and thoughts on my video, subscribe and share it. Hey man, this your boy Polk County No Man. Stay classy, Seminoles. I'm out, baby. Stay safe as well. Please stay safe and stay home. Stay home and stay home. Y'all have a good night.